Yeah, blame it on someone else. It's someone else's fault.
Okay, and
And
that blame, just that blame aspect, if you just think about it, this is actually biological. Because look, let's say to you, I'm somebody, I'm working your sand company issue, and I say, hey, David, I've got some feedback for you.
mm-hmm.
What do you think happens in your brain?
Shit, I did something wrong.
Get it?
If I'm not mature about it, yeah, it's like, oh crap, I did something wrong.
Well, even if you are mature about it, your brain reacts without you even thinking yet. You need to step over that reaction in order to be able to hear what I'm going to tell you next.
Mm-hmm.
Because your body's direct reaction comes in 1/10 of a second, long before you've thought about, maybe I should listen.
Yeah. That's
Your
a
body
conditioning
says,
though, right, Marcus?
your body just says there's danger.
Yeah, yeah. But that's conditioning as well, right?
No, that part is actually so ingrained in our nature because that's how we survive. We need to be aware as soon as there's an assault that is going to threaten our safety, we need to go into action very quickly in order to face that challenge.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the fight, flight, freeze thing comes in. Either you've got to get ready to fight, or you've got to run like hell, or you freeze. One of the three.
Yeah, yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying? So when I've come to you and I've said, hey, David, I have some feedback for you, your brain says, oh, here comes a threat.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it's
a possible threat.
So your body goes into, automatically, it goes into defense mode.
Yep. Yep. And if I was to be honest, if I was to be honest with you, what goes through my mind immediately is, okay, at best, Marcus is going to sugarcoat it at first and ease it over. And here's the things I did well. And then he's going to drop some hammer on me and saying, okay, well, this is where you effed up. But I've, and just.
And then I'm going to conditioning by giving you a backstory. Because you're actually explaining that the way a lot of people have been taught to give feedback is indeed start with something nice. We call it the sandwich technique. And then then comes the filling, and when we're done, we give a nice little "but you're okay" kind of thing.
Can you imagine that? Congratulations, you've been promoted, and tomorrow's your last day on the job. Thank you.
Tomorrow you're fired. but so I actually understand your reaction, because this is how a lot of people have been trained to give feedback. Is this idea of first say something positive, then hit them with a message. And then come with something nice again, so it, all in all, it's been a nice little sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work, because the compliment you get up front, you already know this isn't really a compliment. This is just a line to introduce the blow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't take the compliment seriously.
Yeah.
In fact, you're thinking, what's about to hit me now? Bring it on.
Yeah. And the interesting thing there is that's why the how is so important. How you deliver it. You can't, like, if you're the one delivering the feedback, you cannot control the other person's emotions.
Of course.
But you have a choice to deliver it based on a perceived attack on the individual, or on a specific objective thing that was done, like an action.
Sure.
Which is very different, right? It's like, hey, Marcus,
it's very different.
This was said versus like, Marcus, you said this.
Yeah, then I'm straight in the defensive. Yes, but they said that first.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, the way that this was said was this, and what was heard was that. You're kind of objectifying.
Well, yeah, I'm a big fan of what we call feedforward.
Mm-hmm.
So feedforward basically says, let's forget about all the SH1T that goes up front. Let's get straight to the point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's say, hey, David, that meeting we had yesterday with that client ABC, you know what I'd rather have you did in such a situation? Do that and that and that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying, hey, you did something wrong. I'm not saying slap, slap, slap. I'm not sugarcoating it, anything. I'm just saying, hey, this is what I'd prefer to see.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
full stop.
It feels good, honestly. I was giving feedback like that just a month ago about a workshop I ran, and I actually called up someone who I knew who was on it, and they're very straightforward. I appreciate the straightforwardness. Like, hey, the way you started out with this, how you told that story. What I didn't feel from it was this, right? And what I would like to see more of is this. But it was about the story that I told versus like, David, this is what you did. It's like, no. The story that was told. That's how it was worded, and it felt very different.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many better ways of delivering the feedback, if you ask me, than the standard way that we've been taught.
Yeah.
I believe one of the ways, and I try and teach leaders this way, is to give feedback by asking questions. Hey, David, I see that meeting we had with the client X last week. Just walk me through it. How did you do that and that and that? I'm not telling you did something wrong. I'm asking you, walk me through it, because I'm trying to understand what was your thinking going through that. Mm-hmm. That gives a totally different feel than saying, hey, David, the way you approach that client, really, we can't do that.
Yeah. And it's also context too. You'll get the context into the behavior that you observed. So